Number 2, that is zeros of polynomial. In this chapter we have learnt all the introduction of this chapter, polynomials, right? That is about the coefficient, terms and variables and all the things, and the division of polynomials on the basis of this degree and terms also, right? Now let's come to the next topic, that is zeros of a polynomial. Let's learn this topic with the exercise directly. What we have in the question number 1, we are given that find out the value of 1 and we are given with the expression as 5x minus 4x square plus 3. We are given with the expression as this one, right? And value of x we are given it as 0. So simply what we have to do, we have to directly put the value of 0 in the expression, in the above expression. So what we have to do, instead of x we have to write it as 0. Okay, so we will get it as 3 over here. Okay, and you all know how to solve this one. Now come to the next one. Similarly we have the second part over here as x is equal to minus 1. Similarly, as we have the first one, what we have, the expression was given it as 5x minus 4x square plus 3. In that one we have to put the value of x as minus 1. In the first one we were given it as x value as 0, so we have put it as 0. But in the second one we are given with the value as minus 1, so put it as minus 1. Okay, so instead of writing x, put it as minus 1. Here also we were having it as x, so put it as minus 1. Okay, and then we have to simply solve it. Now minus 1's square, what does this mean? That we have minus 1 multiplied with minus 1. 2 times we have to make it multiply. Okay, now come to the next one, that is question number 2. What we have in the question number 2, we have to find out value of P0, P1 and P2. And one expression we are given, in that one we have it as 4 parts, and in that one we are given with expression. Let's take with an example as this. We are given with the first question as P of y is equal to y square minus y plus 1. Right, we are given with this expression. What we have to find out, just compare these two. We have to find out P of 0, P of 1 and P of 2. Right, now compare these two first two. What we are having, instead of y we are having it as 0. What does this mean? That in y value we are having it as 0. So simply put the value of y as 0 in the expression like this, and you have to solve it. Similarly, compare the first and the second one, P of 1, what we have, instead of y we are having it as 1. So we have it as y value as 1, and write the value of 1 in the expression, and then we have to solve it. Similarly, with the P of y, what we have it over here, this one we are having it as y is equal to 2 over here, and put the value of y in the expression also, and then we simply have to solve it. Okay, now come to the next one, that is question number 3. What we have in the question number 3, the question number 3 we are having it as verify that this x value we are having, we have to verify that this polynomial we are given and its answer, the 0 is coming as this one or not. Okay, whatever we have the value of x, we call the value of x as 0. Okay, we call the value of x as 0. Okay, here it is minus 1 upon 3. That means this is we are having it as 0 of this polynomial. We have to check out. Okay, how we have to check it as, put this value of x in the given polynomial. Okay, so we have it as 3 into x. We have x, what value we are having it as, minus 1 upon 3. So we will write it as minus 1 upon 3 plus 1, same as it is. This 3 and this 3 will get cancelled. What is remained over here? Minus 1 plus 1. So this will come as 0. As we are getting the answer as 0, what does this mean? That this polynomial have a 0 of this one, have 1 0 as this one. So we have verified it. If we are having the answer as 0 only, then only we can say that the given value of x is the 0 of this polynomial. Otherwise it is not. Okay, it must come equal to 0, must be equal to 0. Okay, so this is what we have in the question number 3. Okay, whatever value we are given of x as if 1 or minus 1 upon 3 or anything, that means we have these as zeros. What do we have these as? Zeros of the polynomial, of any given polynomial. This is 1 0 and this is another 0. Okay, similarly come to the next one, that is question number 4. What do we have in the question number 4? This is saying that find the zeros of the polynomial in each of the following cases. What we have to do in this question, we have to find out the value of x. Why we have to find out the value of x? Because it is given that we have to find out the value, zeros. Zeros means that what we have, that we have to find out the value of x. So we have, how we are going to solve this one? Just have a look. Here we are given with the question as p of x is equal to x plus 5. Simply what we have here, what we have to do, simply put this polynomial equal to 0. Why we have to put it? Because we have to find out the value of x, right? We have to find out the value of x because we have to find out value of x, whatever we are having, we call this as zeros. We call it as 0. If it is more than 1, then we call it as zeros. Okay, so what we have this as here, if we want to take the value of x, so what we have to do, we have to take the other number to the other side. So this will, we are having over here as 0, same as it is, and this plus 5. If we are moving this to the other side, this will come in the minus form. So this will, we will get it as minus 5. So x value we are getting 0 of this polynomial. 0 of this polynomial. Okay. Similarly with the 7th part, just see the 7th part. What we have, p of x is equal to cx plus d. And so we will have it as cx is equal to minus d. And here this is with the multiplication, so this will come c to the other side as here it is in multiplication, so this will, this side come as division. So we will have the value of x as minus d upon c. Okay, so we have this according to zeros of the polynomial. Now come to the remainder theorem. What we have in the remainder theorem? Now what we have in this remainder theorem? Here, if we are having the question as p of x, we are given with any variable expression, and we are given it as that divide this expression with any term as given as this one. Okay, with another expression. Now how we are going to make it? We have the remainder theorem. We can do it in two ways. Either use the long division method, okay, or either make it simply the this small expression whatever we are given, which we write as the divisor, put it as equal to 0, and then just find out the value of x. Okay, we have to find out the value of x from this divisor only, and put the value of whatever it is we are giving, finding out, write that in this expression. Okay, now just take it as an example. I am taking with this only. I will make it from these two, both the methods. Okay, so what we have over here, first of all, here we are not this one p of x, we used to write it in bracket, okay, inside this one, and this, the number which we have to make it divide by, the number which we have to make it divide, we used to write it as over here. And we call this as what? We call this as divisor, this as dividend, and the upper one as quotient, and the lower one as remainder, right? We have learned this thing. Okay, so put it as I am writing it again. So how we have to solve it? Here it is given x cube plus 1 and here we have it as x plus 1. Now just see, here we are having directly the power of 3. No, we are having the power of 2 and power of x. Right? So how we are going to make it? Simply write it as, first of all, make it according to the degree. Okay, arrange according to the degree. Plus, we are not having these two values, so put them as 0. If we make it multiply with 0, then we will have the answer as 0 only. So this will not affect our this expression and we can find out the question easily. So write it as 0x square plus 0x plus 1. Okay, so we have this one. Okay, now write this one same as it is, x plus 1. Okay, now what we used to do, divide the first term with the first term. What we will get it as, x cube upon x. So what we will get it over here, this will come as 1x will get cancelled with 1x, so it will come as x square. So write this x square in the quotient part. It will come over here, x square. Okay, now what we have to do, here multiply this x square with this whole divisor. We have to make it multiply with the whole divisor. Okay, so this we will have it as, now what we have it as, we have got it according to the distributive property. So make it apply over here, that multiply the first two terms. What we will get it as, x square into x, we will get it as x cube plus x square into x, we will have it as x square. So this way we will have to write this one over here below this thing, x cube plus x square. Write it as 1 over here. Okay, now what we have to do, here we are given with the same sign, no sign we are given, that means we are having plus sign, right? So make the one sign change. So we have to make it change for the second one, always for the below one. Okay, and if we are changing sign over here for the first one, the rest expression which is in this accordingly we have to change its sign also. Okay, here it is plus, so it will be in minus. If it is minus over here, then it will come as plus over here. Okay, so we will have this one over here as minus. Now we have to subtract it. Here we have got it as x cube minus x cube. So these two will get cancelled. Right, now what is remained over here? This we have it as 0x square minus 1x square. Here we are having same variable, so write the variable same as it is. Now 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 will be what? We will have it as minus 1 only. So we have this as an minus 1x square over here. Okay, now carry this one next term over here. What we will have? 0x. Now again make it divide with this one with the first one. We will have it as x square minus 1x square upon x. Okay, write it with the sign also. Okay, so 1x will get cancelled with 1x. So what we will have it as minus 1x. This number we have to write in the question part. Okay, so we have this as minus 1x over here. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to make it multiply with this divisor. So we will have this as minus 1x, make it multiply with the divisor, that is x plus 1. So again we have it as distributive property. So what we will get it over here, this will come as minus 1 multiplied with x. This will come as minus 1x square, and minus 1x into plus 1, it will be minus x. So write this thing over here. What we will have it over here, this will come as minus 1x square minus 1x. Okay, again we are having same sign, so change the sign. This will come as plus. Here it is minus, so we have to change it for this one also. So this will come as plus over here. These two will get cancelled. What is left over? Again we have it as 0x, and the below sign we have to consider. Okay, so it is plus 1 over here plus 1x. So it will come as 1x over here. Now carry out the last one. What we have? Plus 1. Now again divide the first term with the first term. What we will get over here? X with x. So we will have it as 1 over here. Both the things will get cancelled and we have this over here, and write this 1 with the quotient 1. Okay, we have to write this in the quotient. Okay, so now what we have to do? Make it multiply with the divisor, that is 1 into x plus 1. So 1 multiplied with x, it will come as x, plus 1 into 1 we will have it as 1. So it will come as x plus 1 over here. No number we are having, that means plus. Again we have both the things in same sign, that is plus plus only. So make it minus for this one below 1. Here also we are having it as plus, so make it in minus. Okay, so we will have this one as 1x minus 1x. This will get cancelled, and we will have this as plus 1 minus 1. Again it will get cancelled. What is remain? Only 0 is remain. Okay. Now this is the way you can find out the remainder. Okay, by remainder theorem you can find out the remainder as by this long division method. We call this whole as long division method, or the another way we have a short, little bit short. What we have, that one we were having our question as we were given with the polynomial as this one and another with this one, right? Now how we have the second one? Put this divisor, this g of x, we call this as g of x. We have learned this thing, right? So write this g of x equal to 0. So what we have, the value of g of x over here, that is x plus 1. Put this as equal to 0. Now here just take the other, put the x over here only, and rest all the things take it to the other side. What we will have? 0 will remain as 0, and if we take out this to the other side, this will come in minus, so it will be minus 1. Now we have got the value of x. Put this value in the expression which we have to make it divide. P of x is equal to x cube plus 1 it was given. Write the value of x, whatever we have got it. X we have it as minus 1 and its cube plus 1. What does this mean? Minus 1's cube. That means minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1, it will be plus 1. And plus 1 into minus 1, we will have it as minus 1. So we will get it as minus 1 plus 1. This we have for the plus 1. Okay. This will come as 0. So this answer and this answer will come equal. Okay. These both will come equal. Okay, they will never get changed. So it's your choice whether you do the question by this method or by the long division method. Okay, both of the methods we call it as remainder theorem only. Okay, both the methods we have it as remainder theorem only. Okay, we have this as remainder theorem only. Both the methods come in remainder theorem only. Its name is remainder theorem. Only the difference we have it as, if we are making it divided like this one, we call one extra thing over here, that is the long division method. But for this one, you just can directly write it as remainder theorem. Okay, but both are remainder theorem. Okay, you cannot say that this one is not a remainder theorem above one. Okay, so this is what we have in this chapter up to till exercise 2.3. Okay.